Alright, welcome back. Let's do this high-level overview. Okay, so how does it work? Let's start where we left off. We already know Datastar does three overarching things: captures user interactions, manages reactive state, and patches the DOM based on messages from your server. So for me, I like to organize these into parts. You have the front-end part. This is just the library watching for your changes. And then you have the back-end part, which drives the front-end. The front-end part consists of basically two things: data attributes and reactive signals. Data attributes are custom attributes you can add to HTML elements to store extra information directly in your markup. They're built into HTML and accessible through JavaScript. Datastar uses data attributes to add reactivity to your front end declaratively. There's a bunch of different data attributes you can use, and we'll go over all of them soon. Datastar uses reactive signals to manage front-end state. Things like whether a modal is open, form input values, and client-side filtering. You can think of signals as reactive variables that automatically track and propagate changes. So now on the front end, you have interactivity using declarative data attributes. You can also manage local client state with reactive signals. You can interact with your front end and have local state to manage things like dropdowns, form validation, or UI toggles. But what if you need to actually modify the page more substantially? This is where what I like to call the back-end part comes into play. The back-end part is where all of your application logic will go. But for Datastar, the back-end part is really just following Datastar's message format in your responses. Datastar simply uses HTTP to send responses. When you follow the Datastar format, you send your response with HTML from the backend, and Datastar parses the response, and then it uses a morphing strategy and patches the DOM. Datastar can use your responses to patch the DOM as well as your client-side signal state. One key thing: Datastar primarily uses server-sent events. This is basic HTTP, but it gives you a powerful ability. It can make one change from a response, or it can make multiple changes in a single response, or event-driven changes over time. This allows for a real-time reactive UI. Don't worry, we'll go over SSE later. When Datastar says it uses server-side rendering and takes a hypermedia-first approach, this is what it means. It's sending HTML templates from the backend to modify the front, rather than using JSON data and modifying the front on the front end, like a traditional SPA. This allows your application state to live on your backend, so your front end only does what it needs to do: show you what's going on visually. This also keeps your front end declarative. You describe what the UI should look like based on the state of your application, not how to update it. Again, the only real part of Datastar is sitting on the front end. It's just capturing what you sent from the backend and reacting. The backend is all the code you write, your application logic, and Datastar's format in your responses. This is you driving Datastar from the backend to do what you want it to do. In the next video, we'll show an example from the front page of Datastar actually working, and then break down what's going on. Let's do it.